Hello there guys and girls, I've not made a video for a few days anyway, so I decided to make a new Storytime video, so I titled it Storytime number 19 University Memory. Now this dates back to 2012, because right now it's 2022. So it's like, you know, it's been 10 years since I actually last made anything Digger related. Well, nearly 10 years anyway. But yeah, there is a part 2 to the Digger, but I've not resumed it for a very long time. That's the only thing. So I thought, oops. It's because I made a poll, and it's where I actually asked my audience, oh, would you like to see more of the Digger or the singing tricks? And it's where most people said, yeah, we want to see more of the singing tricks. I think it's because this is more plain than what's in the singing tricks, so I think that's why. The thing is though, that I made the singing tricks arc like way later in time, like a lot closer to being 2022, so I think that's why. So you can clearly see that the art style's very different from 10 years back, and there's quite a few funny things I want to talk to you about anyway, and it's where, yeah, we'll go here, and it's where, when I was making this, it's where, as you can see, this guy is supposed to be called the Goon, right? And it's where, at first, one of my friends was watching me make this, and it's where, at first, the Goon didn't even have a black shirt on, right? Let me go in here, right? He originally had this colour. Let me change it to a nice, yeah, that, I think it looks very close to being this shade of blue anyway. And it's where, when my friend saw this, he said, oh, he looks a little bit too friendly to be an enemy. So I thought, yeah, that is actually quite a good point. So I did this. And it's where, when he saw this, he said, yeah, he actually looks a lot more evil now, because it's where a black shirt represents evil apparently, which is quite funny to say. And it's where, I'm quite surprised quite a lot of people thinks that black clothing represents evil, because there was this Let's Player that was playing something called The Evil Within, and there's this guy in it called Joseph, right? And there was this Let's Player that said, right, he looks evil because of the black gloves he has on. It's just like, well, I don't think having black gloves represents him being evil. So it's like, you're gonna have to see people by their actions, well, characters by their actions, rather than what colour clothing they have. If that makes sense. But yeah, but anyway, back to the Goon. And it's where someone actually once asked me, why did you give the Goon a voice that actually sounds like this? And he sounds like Toad. It's because he's supposed to be a mess about character, so he's supposed to sound like a dope. So that's why. But yeah. Oh, and it's where I remember one of my other friends saw the Goon, right? And I drew just his head, right? And it's where, when he saw this, he was like saying, whoa, and did you seriously draw that? And I said, yeah, I did. And then, by the way, this is quite rough, and it's where, even for 2012, and he said, whoa, that's so amazing. That's what he literally said. Right? And it's like, well, I just wonder what he's gonna say if he saw this. This is from about 2020, 2021 odd, and it's like, just imagine if he saw this instead. Yeah, I think, you know, it's way more detailed and things like that. Now obviously I put a lot more time into this, but it's just like, just imagine if you saw this back in 2012 instead of it being this. I mean, I'll be honest, I still think this is still quite good for it being like a 10-minute drawing, 10 to 15-minute drawing. But obviously these characters that I drew up takes a heck of a lot more time than this does. That's for sure. But yeah. Right, so we will go back to Receptionist Building, and it's where with this guy, now as you can tell, he's really playing himself and he's quite rough. Oh, I just realised his fingers are really wiggly. Oh well. So when someone in my class saw this character, they were like saying, "Oh, I didn't even know he even existed up until now." It's just like, well, and I was like laughing so much. It's just like, well, that's the whole point of 2D animation creation. You literally come up with characters and you stick them in. I mean, isn't that the whole point of character creation? You actually make them over time and then show them to other people? But yeah, I guess. But I just find that so funny. I'll be honest, I drew his nose a little bit too twerpy there, but oh well. I should have given him a better looking nose, but you know, he's supposed to be mostly a joke character, so that's why. And another thing about the goon is that if I zoom in here, right, as you can tell, he definitely doesn't look very friendly here. So when one of my friends saw this, right, they said, "Oh, I don't want to see this in the middle of the night." It's like, it's because I took some feedback from that other person who said, "Oh, he looks a bit too friendly," so I thought, okay, then let's make him look more evil. So I came up with that. It didn't take long because, you know, it's just like a pitch red eye and some angry looking teeth, and that's it. So I thought, yeah, that'll definitely work. That definitely shows that he's a bad guy. And when it came to the battle area, which is this scene right here, is where I just made the bats go and that sound effect I just said just now, 10 years later down the line, that does sound kinda like this one. But yeah, I'll just play the 2012 version, but yeah. Now, I'll be honest, you can actually hear someone talking in the background, but it's very faint. But remember, this is 2012, and obviously this is my first YouTube video I ever made. So, you know, it's like, well, people have told me this, but the first YouTube video that anyone ever makes usually is not very good, to be honest, but there you go. But anyway, that sound clip I just played just now, that's from 2012, so obviously I'm going to sound a little bit different in 2022, which is 10 years later down the line. So that's why I call this video University Memories, because I'm thinking back from 10 years back and I still got the project files right here. But yeah. Now, when it came to this part, and it's where someone actually watched this part, they said, "Oh, N, show us this part, show us the stones part." And I was like, okay then, sure, this is what I made so far. And when I played it through like this, now I am holding full stop, because that's how you play it without sound, and when I saw that part, I said, "Oh wow, I love how you made it into a pyramid." It's like, yeah. It's just like, that's the first thing that comes to mind. I was expecting to talk about Quality Street saying about the green triangles or something, but then again it's grey triangles, so, well, it's a grey triangle formation, isn't it? So, you know. But yeah, I am actually very surprised that this video got over 300 views, and it's like, wow. I'm actually surprised that my very first video on YouTube, which is this one here, is where I'm very surprised that it actually got over 300 views, because there's a few other videos that I've made that's got even more than 300 views. There's even one that I've made that's got over 1,000 views, and yet my first video I ever made doesn't actually have 1,000 views. Do you think that because it's my first video it would get the most views? But no, it doesn't. But yeah, I'll put this animation in the thumbnail right at the end if you want to check it out, but I'll be honest, it's definitely not as good as a lot of my other videos, because obviously it's from 2012, whereas my newer ones are definitely a lot better. But there you go. Thank you for watching the video. If you want to actually show your support, you may tick like, share, or subscribe to my channel. You can even do all three of them if you want to. So yeah, and with that, I'll end off the video. So thanks you for watching.